Good evening, students, and welcome to Business Startup 2. As I've been telling you guys this week, my video cam is not working, so I still haven't had time to fix it. So I guess we'll just start the lesson with this today. So we'll be starting with Business Startup 2. Please open up your book to Unit 6.1, Forecasting. And as we do this, I'll be reading, so I want you to read along with me. And as we run into some of these vocabulary, I will explain the vocabularies to you and try to give you some examples. So the first vocabulary that I run into is forecasting. So what do you guys think forecasting means? Forecasting is a business, spelled this wrong, business term. That means we use this strictly for a lot of the time it's for business. So forecasting means is just to plan ahead for the company. All right, so you just make plans ahead for the company. For example, you're forecasting, you want to plan ahead. What will next month uh, sales revenue? So that means you plan ahead to see how much you'll be making and what you want to plan to do in the future. So this is what forecasting means. Because for means future and casting is planning or predict. So it's more of like for meaning it's future, and then casting. Oops, sorry, let me make this down here so you guys can understand this. So casting means prediction. So or planning, you can use this, but it's really not as good as prediction. It's just prediction means let me, what you think will happen. Oh, I spelled this wrong again. So for future casting prediction, what you think will happen. So this is what forecasting means. Because for business to be successful, we always have to predict and think what will happen in the future. So this is the big difference between a successful company and one that is not successful. Successful company, they always predict. In 3 months from today, what will our company do? What will happen? All right, so this is a good practice for you guys to always predict or you think what will happen. For example, forecasting, right? You know that it's Be Mine. A lot of people is going to be drinking beer. A lot of people is going to be going out to celebrate. So during this time, a lot of the companies, they predict that people will come. So they order more food to cook and they have more beers to sell, more sodas to sell. All right, so this is one of the business term, forecasting. Okay, so continuing with the lesson today, we are going to be doing a reading. And then from these reading, we will be going over some vocabularies if I think there is some vocabularies to review. And we will be answering these questions on Unit 6.1, Forecasting. So please read along with me and practice your English. The weather forecasting's terrible. I think I'll go to the beach. It sounds like a strange idea, but in Brandenburg, just south of Berlin, you know it will rain at the tropical island resort. The huge dome, which opened in March 2005, is larger than 2 football stadiums and higher than the Statue of Liberty. Inside, the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. There's a sea with warm water at 30 degrees Celsius, and even a small rainforest. Colin O, the Malaysian business behind the project, thinks the resort will be successful thanks to the cold local climate and the dome's inland location. It'll certainly be more popular with Berliners than Germany's natural beaches, 250 kilometers away, especially in winter. However, with so many cheap flights to hot holiday destinations, it's hard to imagine large numbers of visitors coming from abroad. It'll probably be hard to attract tourists from West Germany too. If this resort is popular with local people, however, it's likely that more domes will open. After all, many of the world's big, rich cities have cold climates and possibly large markets for tropical day trips. But the Berlin resort won't really help to forecast the cost of the domes in other places. That's because from the start, the Brandenburg resort had a very big advantage. Okay, so we read this. Now let's go and continue with our questions. So with this, let's give you some time to read some of these questions, right? And I want you guys to try to find the answer. Pause the video, answer the questions, and after you finish answering the question, come back and play the video to see if you guys have the same answer as me. Alright, so once you finish answering the question, please unpause the video. Read the article and answer the questions. Question number 1. How big is the tropical islands resort? What do you guys have for the answer? If you guys are able to find it, it's good. If you guys are not, it's okay. We'll just try to find some of the answers on your own. But for question 1, right? How big is the tropical island resort? So whenever we ask a question right here in English, it's always good practice to write out the full sentence. This is the question, right? So the tropical island resort. Now it comes the answer. It should be right here. The tropical. Let me see if I could highlight this. So the answer should be somewhere around right here. The tropical island resort is larger than 2 football stadium and higher than the Statue of Liberty. Okay, see, you notice how this is a place. So with this, it is its proper noun. It has to be all in big letter, right? Statue of Liberty. So this will be the answer for you guys. Let me make this so it'll be easier for everybody to read. The tropical island is larger than 2 football stadiums and higher than the Statue of Liberty. Okay? Question number 2. Right? What's the climate like inside the dome? So for the climate, how is the temperature? Answer to the question is right here. The climate is right here. This is the answer right here. 25 degrees Celsius. I don't know how to make this little symbol right here in Microsoft Word. I forgot, so I can't, alright? The climate is 25 degrees Celsius with water at 30 degrees Celsius. Alright? So this is the answer to question number 2. How about question number 3? What are the advantages of the location? Okay, so let's see if we can find the answer, right? What is good about the location? Alright, so what do you think is good about the location? So, right here. Question should be somewhere in this paragraph. What are the advantages of the location? So the advantages of the location is cold climate, alright? The resort will be successful due to the cold climate. Alright? That's number 1. And right here. It is more popular with Berlin than Germany because of the distance. So for question number 3, the advantages are, I spelled this wrong. Remember, once again, if we spell this wrong, right click it and then it comes right here. The advantages are, right, the cold climate and the natural beaches, 250 kilometers. Let me move this over here so we can see. The advantages are the cold climate and the natural beaches 200 kilometers away. Okay, so question number 4. Why is there possibly a market for domes in other places? So why is there a business for domes in other places, right? So what do you guys think? So the question to number 4 should be right here. And if you still have a little bit of a problem trying to find it, it'll be right here. Oh, wrong one. Right here. What is the possible market for domes and other places? Right, so the answer is right here. Many of the world's big, rich cities have cold climates, right? So many of the world's big, rich cities have cold climate, right? Okay, so this will be it for part C. So for part D, right? For part D, underline the correct word to make a sentence that match the point of view in the articles. So for question number 1, for this one right here, you are going to read this and try to make the sentence the same as this. Remember that in this section, it is a prediction, a forecasting. So forecasting, remember we said, right? What do you think will happen? So we have to use the future tense of will because we are predicting. We are thinking that it will happen. So we have to use will. All right? So for part D, since this is a prediction, meaning something that we think will happen in the future. All right? So for this part, question number 1. The writer thinks, doesn't think, a lot of visitors will come from other countries. All right, so which one do you think is the correct answer? So the question to number 1, it should be thinks. It is a prediction. The writer thinks a lot of visitors will come from other countries, right? Where was it? Right here. Answer is, however, with so many cheap flights to hot holiday destination, it's hard to imagine large number of visitors coming from abroad. It'll probably see, so that's what he thinks. All right. Number 2. For people of Berlin, the Dome won't be more popular than Germany's coast. What do you guys think? So for question number 2, it will be will. For the people of Berlin, the Dome will be more popular than Germany's coast. Number 3, the resort probably won't have a lot of visitors from West Germany. For me, I think it is number 3. Oops, sorry, I did have number 3. It will. Alright, so these are both of the exercises. For the next video, I will be giving you an exercise worksheet. And we'll go over the exercise worksheet and what I want you to do from the worksheet. So until the next video, have a good day, and I hope to see you in video number 2.